Right now at noon, a Tennessee girl who was missing for more than 2 weeks was found in Madison, and her father's behind bars. We'll have the latest. Plus, police are asking for your help finding a missing mom and her infant daughter. And another Democrat has announced that they are running for president in 2020.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Friday. After a long week, we made it. Meteorologist Chris Reese is here with our first alert forecast. Walked the dogs this morning. It was 0. It felt great.
I know.
It's
it
crazy.
Feels amazing, especially when it's 22 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we made it, folks. Our streak of being below 0 did come to an end. That kind of makes me think of the movie The Day After Tomorrow out there. That's what it felt like for the past couple days.
Very appropriate.
Get this, 9 degrees right now. So yeah, celebrate that for your Friday. Still some light snow being reported at the airport. We've had those flurries around all day. There's some low-level moisture trapped around it. So outside of any kind of cloud cover, maybe you see a few peaks of sun at times, but there are some flurries in the mix. But no one is below 0. That is good news. Even double digits above 0 showing up. Kenosha and Milwaukee at 17 degrees right now, one of the coldest spots. 6, that goes for Camp Douglas, Viroqua, and Prairie du Chien. 5 in Platteville right now. So that is truly where it is cold, but even our neighbors to the north are not below 0 right now. So we are all starting to warm up after this thing called the polar vortex, or at least a piece of it, is finally rolling its way on out of here. Even wind chills aren't that bad compared to where things have been, because like I said, 22 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago, 24 degrees warmer as you work your way over towards Milwaukee. Now, I did mention we have seen the flurries around. Some of those may still linger. Some additional cloud cover back towards the north. And in your forecast first, that's what we're focusing on, is cloud cover, along with temperatures that might actually warm up some overnight. We could be near 30 degrees by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
22 degrees warmer, and it's 8.
Yeah, yeah, that is the truth around here. But I'll tell you what,
it feels
at
great.
least it's not below 0.
Absolutely. Yeah. At least for a respite for a while.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Chris. A Tennessee girl who was missing for more than 2 weeks was found in Madison last night. The FBI Milwaukee Division thanked Madison Police and the Dane County Sheriff's Office for their help in finding 14-year-old Savannah Pruitt. Savannah had been reported missing out of Madisonville, Tennessee since January 13th. Officials announced late Thursday that Savannah was found safe and her adoptive father, Randall Pruitt, had been arrested and charged with rape in Tennessee. Investigators say 41-year-old Randall Pruitt's arrest is in connection with the disappearance of his daughter, but the charge relates to images found on a cell phone.
At this point, we are still investigating. There's possibility of multiple other charges coming forth with multiple people involved.
And we'll have more on this story coming up on later newscasts here on News 3. Also online all day long at channel3000.com. Fitchburg police need your help finding a missing mom and her 9-month-old daughter. It's been a week since family members last had contact with 24-year-old Lachey Nicole Mitchell and her daughter Serena. They were last seen around Greenway Cross, just south of the Beltline off Fish Hatchery Road. Mitchell's about 5'4", 120 pounds with shoulder-length hair. We have a picture of her and little Serena up on channel3000.com's homepage. As of now, police do not suspect foul play, but Mitchell's siblings can't help but wonder.
It's not like her to go even a day without contacting someone. I'd like to keep my mind open to the fact that it's not, but at this point, I can't put anything past anyone.
Lachey was last seen wearing black leggings and black boots. Her daughter was wearing a pink snowsuit. Anyone with information asked to call the Fitchburg police at 608-270-4300. And police in the Milwaukee area are now investigating a pair of weather-related deaths following the spell of dangerously cold temperatures. A 62-year-old man was found dead behind a house in Cudahy yesterday morning. Officials were called to his home for a welfare check when he didn't show up for work and found him frozen under a tree. The medical examiner's office is investigating exactly how he died. Tomorrow marks the end of a 60-day notice that the U.S. gave Russia to come into compliance with a Cold War-era nuclear arms treaty. Today, the Trump administration announced that hasn't happened and the U.S. will withdraw from the treaty. Nicole Killian has more details from the White House.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced the U.S. will withdraw from a key Cold War nuclear treaty effective in October.
If Russia does not return to full and verifiable compliance with the treaty within this 6-month period, by verifiably destroying its INF-violating missiles, their launchers, and associated equipment, the treaty will terminate.
The U.S. and Russia signed the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty in 1987, banning nuclear weapons capable of destroying Europe within minutes. The U.S. claims Russia has been building and testing intermediate-range missiles in violation of the treaty since 2014.
Russia has jeopardized the United States' security interest, and we can no longer be restricted by the treaty while Russia shamelessly violates it.
Russia denies the claims and says the U.S. has been looking for a reason to withdraw from the treaty.
A senior administration official says Russia will be to blame if there's a new nuclear arms race, and the 6-month notice gives them one final chance.
We have more money than anybody else by far. We'll build it up until they come to their senses. When they do, then we'll all be smart and we'll all stop.
NATO says it fully supports America's plan to withdraw from the treaty.
Hard to detect, they're mobile, they are nuclear capable, they can reach European cities, and therefore this is something which is of great concern.
Protesters in Germany showed their concern about a potential new arms race with Europe caught in the crossfire. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
And the White House issued a statement saying it is open to new talks to save the treaty, but they've said in the past that any new deal must include China. The 2020 election is still more than a year away, but the political race to the White House is already heating up with another Democrat throwing his hat into the ring. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker announced that his campaign for president today. He did it this morning, the first day of Black History Month. The 49-year-old senator has long been seen as a potential Democratic presidential candidate. In a radio interview this morning, he explained why he's jumping into the race.
I think too many people are beginning to think that the things that are tearing us apart are stronger than the things holding us together. I'm running for president to change that.
Booker joins a historically diverse and already crowded field of Democrats, including California Senator Kamala Harris. The total number of official candidates is now at 5. 3 others have formed exploratory committees, and more names could potentially be added to the list of 2020 presidential candidates, including former Vice President Joe Biden, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, and former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz. The Wisconsin Union is bringing back the decades-old Statue of Liberty tradition to Lake Mendota today as part of its annual Winter Festival. The Winter Carnival, we saw this shot from our tower cam. The tradition started as a prank in 1979 by alumni Leon Vargian and Jim Mallon. They promised they would bring the Statue of Liberty to Madison if elected to the Wisconsin Student Association. Well, after the election, they brought a styrofoam Lady Liberty head, arm, and torch onto Lake Mendota. The Statue of Liberty available for viewing until 9 o'clock tonight and tomorrow from 9:30 to 4:30 right outside the Memorial Union. And there's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Can't decide whether you'd rather have a brownie or a chocolate chip cookie? Don't worry, we've got just the thing to solve that dilemma. Just the thing. I've got a question for you. Are you more of a brownie or a chocolate chip cookie kind of person? Over the last couple of weeks, I've asked the same question to a bunch of my friends, and about half of them were pretty decisive that they liked one over the other. But there were others who couldn't choose. They like both. If you're on the fence, then you're going to love today's recipe. It's a dessert that's part cookie and part brownie, and it goes together like this. The first thing we do is prepare a box of brownie mix according to the package directions. Then pour half the batter into a 9x13 pan. After spreading it evenly, we top it with slices of refrigerated chocolate chip cookie dough. Then we top that with the rest of the brownie batter before sprinkling on some chopped walnuts and chocolate chips. Now it's ready for the oven. After it bakes and cools, we cut it into bars and serve it with a tall glass of milk or next to a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. To get the recipe for our speckled brookie bars, which is half cookie, half brownie, and all decadent, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a doubly delicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Kelly. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, the bitter cold is gone, for now at least. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your weekend forecast when we come back. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer complaints and your issues. You can call our hotline. Volunteers will help you. The number is 270-2833. The service is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. And this just into our newsroom. Foxconn Technology Group says after speaking with President Trump, the Taiwan company plans to proceed with plans to construct a plant in Wisconsin that will make screens that can be used for small electronic devices. The news comes after a week of confusion confusion about Foxconn's plans in Wisconsin. The company had said last year that it was planning to build such a facility in Wisconsin, but comments by a Foxconn official this week that it was not building a factory in the state cast the future of the project in doubt. Foxconn says it will be an advanced manufacturing facility and the hub of its project in Wisconsin. We'll have more on that in a later newscast. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's up 88 points. The NASDAQ, however, down 6. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. And Chris is here now with the weather. Wow, amazing. Above zero.
We are above zero. In fact, Mark, 75 hours is how long we had the streak, but unlike Snapchat streaks, I think this is one that a lot of folks are happy to see come to an end. At 75 hours below zero from 6 a.m. on Tuesday until 9 o'clock this morning, we finally did make it above the 0 degree mark. Temperatures right now still there at 9 degrees. Some light snow still falling as winds come out of the south at 6 miles per hour. That southerly wind is really going to kick up as we go into the overnight hours, and so you're going to see a lot more in the way of warming. 10 degrees in Janesville right now, same for Lone Rock, Mineral Point, and Black River Falls. And so we are starting to see these double-digit temperatures come into the mix more and more. 14 in Watertown, Milwaukee at 17 degrees right now, and even the wind chills, not all that bad. I guess that's what happens when temperatures are 22 degrees warmer now than they were at this time yesterday. We are certainly feeling the warmth, even though, yeah, it's pretty chilly out there. Now, we have been tracking at least a few flurries at times. Some of those still showing up on Doppler track, but a lot of this is low-level moisture. That means it's not exactly going to be picked up on radar, but we're starting to see more in the way of sunshine as well coming back into the picture, so that is some good news. As we take you hour by hour through the rest of your Friday, I do think temperatures will climb at least a couple more degrees. I don't know if we'll exactly hit 18, given the cloud cover took us a while to get on out of here, but we'll get warmer. I do think we'll see double-digit temperatures above zero today. 14 by the time we get you towards midnight, but watch what happens at midnight. Temperatures are going to climb upwards towards 30 degrees as we head towards tomorrow morning. We'll also see more in the way of cloud cover. It's possible for some freezing drizzle, but with temperatures being milder, I think any treated roads should be in good shape, so that's going to be good news. Topping out near 40 as we head into tomorrow. The polar vortex finally lifting out of here, or at least a piece of the polar vortex. And that brings me to a question. You know, a lot of people want to know, what is the polar vortex? It is not something that is dangerous to you, honestly. It's really just a region of low pressure that spins around the North Pole, and there's one at the South Pole as well. And most of the time, it's locked up by the polar jet stream, but it always exists. In fact, it is weaker in the summer and stronger in the winter. That's typically when we see it around here. But when it becomes weaker in the winter, which is something that usually does happen every now and then, it begins to wobble around and send pieces of cold air across different parts of the northern hemisphere. And we were underneath a piece of that polar vortex, and that is why we saw the colder temperatures. But just some of the facts to take home with that. Typically typically we're on the edge of that cold. So the polar vortex is responsible for Arctic outbreaks every year, but we're not in the core of that. But the past couple of days, we've been underneath the core of the cold, and that is now moving on out. But here's something interesting. As our climate continues to grow warmer, it is very possible that the polar vortex splits could occur more often. Those are actually results of warming in the poles. Speaking of warming, though, we're going to be warming down here in Madison as well. Temperatures are going to be approaching 50 degrees by Monday. Don't get too used to that. Temperatures come right back down. We have a high of 11 on Thursday with temperatures that morning starting below zero as well. It's a little bit of a roller coaster ride while our atmosphere does remain unstable. That's going to bring several rain chances as well. We're talking rain chances Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but then snow chances by Tuesday and Wednesday. A little bit of a break for Thursday and Friday before more chances for rain, snow, and an overall wintry mix do arrive as we head towards next weekend as well. So while we are warmer, Mark, yeah, we're staying busy when it comes to that weather around here.
All right, we'll keep an eye on things. Looking forward to the warmth, though, that's for sure. Thanks, Chris. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, just 2 days away from the biggest game in sports, we'll have the story from Atlanta ahead of the Rams taking on the Patriots for Super Bowl 53. Stay with us. Well, Super Bowl weekend is here, and in just 2 days, the New England Patriots will battle the Los Angeles Rams for the coveted Vince Lombardi trophy. Omar Jimenez is at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, where the excitement is just getting started.
It's not just a football championship. It's the biggest event of the year, and all eyes are on Atlanta.
The biggest media event in the world today. Will bring over 1 million people to Atlanta. Obviously, the stadium will be sold out, and it's an opportunity, I think, for Atlanta to shine and to show its current best.
Over the course of this week, it's been about so much more than the game. There have been concerts almost every night, player autograph sessions, interactive games, and more. all to accommodate the fans.
You see the field painted the way it is and all the decor in the stadium. You know, when there's 100+ million people at home that are going to be watching this game, it doesn't get any bigger than that.
And all that planning inside the stadium has come with just as much, if not more, outside of it.
We have coordinated with over 40 agencies, federal, state, and local agencies, to make sure that public safety is a priority and that all of our visitors will have a great, safe event.
As for the stadium itself, it's no stranger to big events, hosting the Major League Soccer Championship in December, along with the NCAA Football Championship in 2018.
Hosting the national championship game was a little bit of a chance to kind of say, okay, what's a big event like? But there's nothing on the magnitude of the Super Bowl.
And all of their preparation will be put to the test Sunday night, the 53rd iteration of a game that's been a year in the making. In Atlanta, I'm Omar Jimenez reporting.
And if you want your Super Bowl 53 game coverage, of course, CBS is your place to tune. Super Bowl pregame programming begins at 10:30 Sunday morning, taking you all the way up to the kickoff at 5:30. You can see right here on Channel 3. 10:30 until 10 o'clock. You get almost 12 hours of Super Bowl coverage.
Yeah, that really is going to be a big day. It's going to be a good day to stay indoors as well, although it's going to be so warm. You're really just going to want to run outside and scream and jump into a pool at 43 degrees at this point.
You could maybe grill outside.
I know. It's going to be raining, though. That's the one downside. It's going to be a cold and rainy 43 instead of a warm and sunny 43. But enjoy that warm up while it does last. Temperatures come back to where they should be for this time of the year. As we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be watching chances for snow during that time as well.
A roller coaster indeed.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.